Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to another Planet Through Nakshatra series of the week. And this week we're going to be covering Rahu in the Nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni. And what happens when Rahu, the north node of the moon, is in the Nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni in your horoscope. And as always, if you do not know where your Rahu is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the other planetary placements, all the other astrological details. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So, Rahu in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra. Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra is a nakshatra that really occurs towards the end of the sign of Leo and a little bit in the sign of Virgo. And so Rahu comes into this nakshatra, and this is a nakshatra which is ruled by the sun and is the nakshatra that is nakshatra of doing the works, making contracts, making negotiations, making agreements between two parties. This is the nakshatra of go-getters, people who want to now put things into action. This is a nakshatra of a person that is really signified by a merchant and is signified by the four legs of the bed. Why? Because of the fact they support you. This is a nakshatra of support. It supports a person to grow and mature into the work field. And back in the days, whenever you went to an accountant, whenever you went to a lawyer, they weren't sitting in some nice air conditioning office. Oh no, they were on this Indian style bed back in the village, and they would be sitting there with all their paperwork and an assistant. And so this is why the symbolism of the Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra are represented by these four legs, like you're going to somebody who's going to be making your contracts and negotiations happen. And especially because we're coming from the Magha Nakshatra, right, from the throne, we're coming to the kingdom to make negotiations happen. Now here's Rahu. Rahu is a planet that needs everything first. It's a planet that is never satisfied with anything in life. It's a planet which is known as the Asura, that wants to indulge in all the pleasures of life. It wants never-ending pleasures. It also brings sudden things in a person's life. Makes a, rag to riches kind of a story. Rahu is photography, Rahu is technology, Rahu is space, universe, aliens, ghosts, anything which is like tabooic. Rahu is about taboo. It's about breaking the social norms of society. So first, it's going to be in the sign of Virgo. And here, Rahu does excellent. Now, obviously, there's many sayings that Rahu is exalted in the sign of Virgo, or Rahu is exalted in the sign of Taurus. I don't think for Rahu and Ketu there's really an exaltation or debilitation position. It is simply, where do the nodes perform the best according to your own karma? And so we find that in the sign of Virgo it does very well, and in the sign of Taurus it does very well. Taurus is about pleasure, it's about comfort, it's about nourishment, it's about wealth, accumulation of wealth, gems, jewelry. And then Virgo represents a person who's like a business person, looks into details of everything, makes sure that nothing is going by them. Virgo is a sign of health and wellness. Virgo is the exaltation point of Mercury. This is why now that Jupiter is here in the sign of Virgo, just stepped in maybe 2 days ago. Now Jupiter, which is divine intelligence, that divine intelligence that has been given to you by the Narayana, is now going to be at work. Your intelligence is now at work. And Jupiter does well in Virgo. Many think it's in its enemy sign. You got to stop looking at it that way and look at the fact that your intelligence is now fine-tuned. So Rahu is here. Rahu loves to make contracts, make deals, because Rahu wants to make sure it gets the biggest piece of the pie. So this person becomes very good at negotiation, very good at making deals, very good at making business contracts happen. Rahu is a planet that its intelligence is like goes really up high, because remember, Rahu is a chameleon planet. It is literally Mercury on steroids in the sign of Virgo. So imagine if Mercury in the sign of Virgo becomes a great accountant, okay, or a great manager. Now imagine that accountant with 200 years of experience. I mean, he just looks at things and he just knows what needs to be done. That's what Rahu then does. This is why I've seen so many people in Virgo, Rahu, go into computer programming. This is analytical and logical skills at their best. I mean, a lot of people think that coding is easy, you can learn coding at school. Oh, no, no, no. If you don't have certain type of planets, you're just going to think it's gibberish you're looking at. But for some people, with Rahu in this sign, they're just like, oh, this is what it is. Oh, and they get into it, they get more into it. And next thing you know, some 10-year-old kid is making a game which makes him $100 million. And it's not a big story. I mean, if you read the Fortune magazine in the US, I mean, oh my God, I just feel like not even a kindergarten kid when I see like 15-year-olds becoming multi-millionaires from just game that they created on their own in their room. Those are the talents. That's the entrepreneurial spirit that the Rahu brings, because Rahu is all about business. It wants to have everything at once. And how do you get everything at once? You become an entrepreneur. And that's when you start from multiple businesses, multiple sources of income, 20 sources of income coming at you, you become the next Elon Musk. Then Rahu goes into the sign of Leo in the Purva Phalguni Nakshatra. Here Rahu becomes excellent for being like a lawyer in government. Somebody who becomes a great, smart, slick politician who knows how to make the deal behind the scenes to get what it wants. Because remember, what is the definition of politics? Politics simply means who gets what, where, when, and how much. So here when Rahu comes into in this nakshatra, and remember, Rahu is this person that this is really just all about, how do I attain something? How do I attain that fame? How do I attain that position? So Virgo, and before Virgo, Leo, the throne, becomes that position of attainment. So you will see these people wanting to express themselves dynamically for being the best business person, kind of like Donald Trump, art of deal. I don't know if he has any planets in the Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra. I know he's a Leo ascendant. Maybe his Leo ascendant Nakshatra is Uttara Phalguni. But it's like pretty much Rahu in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra can be summed up by the art of deal. That's why this is a great planet and a nakshatra, or a great position for Rahu to be in as a planet, as a mathematical point. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Rahu in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Rahu is placed, all your other astrological details, my books, reports, consultation, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with Sun in sign of Scorpio for Virgo ascendant, I think. Yes. All right. Bye-bye.